New year, new life, baby. We wanted to start off 2023 with a bang. Did you know that less than 20% of surveyed drivers got into the business strictly for the money? Or that less than 10% of those asked say that not making enough money is the thing they dislike most about their job? That's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm Joshua Miller, and this is the Recruiting Roundup. But before we get to all that, if you're catching this over on YouTube and you're not already a subscriber to our channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and that little bell too, so you never miss out on any of our new video content. And hey, while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and do me a solid and smash that like button too. Now, what do drivers want and how exactly do we know? Well, I'm so glad you asked. As it turns out, two of our online brands, Truckers News and Overdrive, got together and surveyed their combined readership. They asked a series of questions to not only find out what drivers want, but what they don't like, what makes them jump ship on a fleet, and what drove them to drive in the first place. A total of 812 drivers responded to the survey, with 566 of those being company drivers and 246 being leased owner ops. Slightly over half, 53%, are over-the-road long haulers. For the most part, our sampling of drivers did skew towards veteran drivers. 72% of respondents were 55 or older, and 27% were between 35 and 54. Just 2% were 34 or younger. As you may expect with that sizable veteran representation, almost 70% have been driving for 20 years or longer. So, those who took the time to answer our survey questions, let's just say they've been around the block. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of it all. Let's get to why you're here. Now, I do want to point out again that this information was gathered by Truckers News and Overdrive, and there's lots more that they cover than what I'm going to be going over here today. I'll include a link to the article over on Truckers News so you can dive in a little deeper if you like, and I do suggest that you head over there and check it out. Just not yet. With all that in mind, and in the interest of not taking up too much of your time, I'm just going to hit some highlights and give you the top responses for some of the questions. So, what better place to start than at the beginning? Why do drivers do what they do? The top answer, with just over 1/3 of respondents citing it, was, "I was always drawn to the open road." Drivers who answered this way were pretty evenly split, 34% company and 35% leased owner op, 67% of those drivers falling into the 35 or older category. Next up, what don't they like? 35% of drivers answered, regulations make it harder to work and make a living. Amen to that. That answer, in case you're wondering, was a full 15% ahead of the second most popular response. Just under 1/3 of company drivers gave this response, while nearly half, 46% of the owner ops, said this was the one thing they dislike most about their job. Well, it isn't all about just finding new drivers. A big part of success for fleets comes down to being able to hold on to those valuable drivers once they get them. So, how did our drivers respond when asked what would be the main reason you would consider changing jobs or driving for another fleet? And, drumroll please. Number one answer for why drivers would consider leaving a fleet, the survey says, they offered me more money. That's right. While money may not be the driving factor for many to get into the business, or even the top gripe they have about their job, when it comes down to trying to find a new fleet, turns out today's drivers are Jerry Maguiring it up and asking fleets to show me the money. 35% of drivers responded they'd consider changing jobs or fleets if they were offered more money, and that's 14% more than the number two response. Before you go pulling your hair out and getting all discouraged, it is important to note that yes, higher pay will make drivers consider changing fleets, but that's the key word, consider. Throughout our many driver interactions over the years, we've talked about this subject an awful lot, and while pay is important, there are other factors that drivers take into account, such as respect, feeling like part of a team, being supported in difficult situations, etc. And all of these can and often do factor into the final decision-making process. So, higher pay will catch their attention, but it doesn't automatically mean they're going to pack up and leave at the first chance they get to make more money. Which means, even if you don't have the highest pay out there, if you can keep your drivers happy and really bring them into the fold to make them feel like they're more than just a number on a spreadsheet, you stand a chance of keeping them. Even if they are tempted with a higher dollar amount from other fleets, all is not lost. In fact, we've spoken with many drivers over the years, and they've told us it would take a lot more pay to get them to switch precisely because they were so happy and their fleet took such good care of them. Well, for that and much, much more, I encourage you to check out the full breakdown of the data over on Truckers News and keep on the lookout as they will be releasing more and more valuable nuggets of information in the coming weeks. That's it for the Roundup. Thanks for watching our show, and come on back and see us next month as I'll be back with another driver recruiting topic. See you then.